race fans, and welcome back to the Rubbins Racin Next Gen Cup Series every Tuesday night, sponsored by Butt Kicker and Next Level Racing. Today, we're making our way out to Darlington Raceway to see what the drivers can do at the tricky 1.3-mile raceway. As always, I'm your host, James East, bringing the action 1080p, 60 frames a second, as we're going to roll right into today's main event. Starting on pole, Dominic DeLeo in the 22. Greg Mitchell starting second. Nick Leo starts third. Aaron Sire starts fourth. Robert Mathis starting fifth. Jared Reed starting sixth. Matt Kleeman starts seventh. Carter Lenz starting eighth. Garrett Hall starting ninth. Jake Vanoski starting 10th. Tim Johnson starts 11th. Steven Gibson starting 12th. Rolling it back to David Reed starting 13th. Nick Vasquez starting 14th. Kevin Haas starts 15th. Butch Taylor 16th on the grid. And Steve Escoffier starting 17th. As always, thank you all so much for tuning in, supporting the broadcast, supporting the drivers. Let us know who you're cheering for and where you're from. I appreciate it. The drivers appreciate it. And it's always great having friends from across the world tune in each and every Tuesday night. So we'll get things rolling out for our 80-lap scheduled event. And something I just realized as well, my graphic was a little outdated. No fast repairs here at the Rubbins Racin Next Gen Cup Series. So if you find yourself with a wadded up race car, you are done and out for the evening. Pace car will be in this time by with DeLeo and Mitchell on the front row. Leo and Sayer on the second row. And let's get ready for some green flag racing here tonight at Darlington. And away they go. It's going to be DeLeo at the inside line. Mitchell hops in behind him. Keep an eye out, though, for Nick Leo in the 69 machine. Last season's champion. He's been very, very quick here, but it seems to me like the pace has kind of improved across the board amongst these drivers. Everybody's been getting faster and faster in the opening rounds. Looks like DeLeo has a comfortable 3/10 gap over Greg Mitchell. And it's got about 3/4 of a second over Nick Leo in third. Darlington, one of those deceptively, I would even dare say call it small tracks. It's 1.3 miles around. It looks extremely wide, but realistically there is a very specific line these drivers are going to be on throughout the night that's going to be leading them around the fastest way possible. Looks like most of the drivers, especially Dominic DeLeo, Greg Mitchell, both with 30.3s that last time by. So that means if we run this thing all the way green, not counting pit stops, we're looking at about a 40-minute race here tonight. But I think as the run goes on, you may be more apt to see drivers starting to really tighten up, tag that outside wall. And that's usually where the excitement happens. Another good point of interest coming out of turn 2. The track flattens out, takes a lot of pressure off those tires. And a very quick way to send you spinning around as we watch Garrett Hall and Matt Kleeman battling for 7th. Hall is up 2 spots so far this evening, Kleeman down 1 from where he started. I'd be interested to see as well how easy or difficult is it going to be for drivers to make passes. Talking about passes, Greg Mitchell has closed the gap now to Dominic DeLeo after clicking off a blazingly fast lap time, a 30.03. And a little bit further back, looks like Jared Reed putting the pressure on Robert Mathis. The two Fords going at it. Reed backs out of it slightly there, coming out of 2 to maybe get a big drive down the back straight here at Darlington. And Reed also running a very special Memorial Day paint out here tonight in that number 5 Ford Mustang. And already has some Darlington race stripes on the side of it. After he must have managed to find that outside wall. Just ahead of him is Aaron Sire. Robert Mathis linked up nose to tail. And here comes Reed looking to the inside once more. Looks like he's going to make it happen here. Ooh, but tags the wall once more. That's going to give Mathis back the 4th. No, Mathis not able to complete the pass yet. So Reed holds on to 4th despite drilling the outside wall. But that's given Sire and the number 42 machine a bit of a breakaway as well. Now 0.6 ahead of the 5th place driver. Back up front, Dominic DeLeo, Greg Mitchell have pulled a 2.2 second gap over Nick Leo in 3rd. Both drivers got down to almost 30-second flat lap times. But I think Greg Mitchell may have just had a problem as he's fallen off the pace about a half-second back now from DeLeo. Now, the longer this run goes on, if we can get a good, clean green flag run, cars are going to start to tighten up and get a little bit more likely to tag that outside wall. DeLeo continues a comfortable charge out front. As let's go a little bit further back. Jared Reed continuing to move up the standings. Looks like Aaron in the 42 may have had a big bobble as Reed takes over the 4th place spot now. This is exactly what we're talking about. The run continues. You start to see more and more mistakes. As I can't tell if that machine was painted to look battle worn, or maybe has some additions courtesy of the outside wall. That's going to allow Robert Mathis maybe a chance to move back up inside the top 5. As just behind them, that's Garrett Hall. You can barely see in the number 13 Ford. Hall's up 2 spots. Jared Reed's also up 2 spots. Our 2 hard chargers so far tonight. As this is shaping up to be a 3-car battle for 5th. Sayer, Mathis, Hall, all in the group here together. 3/4 of a second ahead. That's Jared Reed. I think tonight's going to be a game of consistency as we see one driver That's Matt Kleeman. Looking like he's going to come down pit road for a green flag stop, but we've got problems elsewhere on the track. Escoffier has issues. Did he take a tow? I think he did. Let's check out on our wreckage rewind here. We're watching the number 63 Chevrolet. Just laissez-faire, pulls over to the inside line and takes a tow. So I'm wondering if he just maybe had enough and didn't want to go play race car driver, or had some sort of mechanical issue there. Dominic DeLeo, Greg Mitchell still linked up nose to tail in the front spot. Less than 2/10 separate each other. Now I would imagine drivers can go about 40 laps as we're going to see the fuel window open for the guys that are thinking we can make this a one-stop race. As it looks like Mitchell falling off the pace once more. It's been kind of yo-yoing back and forth to a little bit less than 2/10 to now about 5/10. Let's go a little bit further back in the field, though, for the very busy raceway. This is about 9th place back. You've got Tim Johnson in 9th in the number 11 machine, Steven Gibson, Jake Vinoski, David Reed, Nick Vasquez, Kevin Haas, Butch Taylor, all in the mix here. As we watch Gibson and the number 53 Chevrolet try and make something happen against Tim Johnson's number 11 Toyota. A little surprised how bunched up the field is here. As I think you're starting to have more and more drivers have issues. I believe Robert Mathis in the 29 machine. Yes, right as he panned to him, giving the old side door a good hard check against the wall. So some of the guys really feeling the tire fatigue here as Mathis is now down 2 spots into 7th. And we go back, panning the camera back to Tim Johnson. And what is about a 3-4 car battle for 9th. And hands down the closest pack that we have out on track here. I'm not seeing many drivers who have not yet tagged that outside wall. Just about everybody's sporting a little bit of damage here. As the distances remain about the same across the pack here. Nobody making any big moves. Another 2-car pack we have out on track. Nick Leo in 3rd has Jared Reed right in tow with him. I'm wondering if and when we're going to see a caution. Oh, we got something going on here in the battle for 9th. Stephen Gibson looks up the inside line of Johnson. Johnson tags the wall in the number 11 machine. And that's what I think may bring out the caution here later tonight. Drivers getting really tight over the run. You can see both that Gibson and Johnson, a fair amount of damage on the right side of those cars. What I think may end up happening is somebody eventually is going to tag that wall just a little too hard, bounce back across the track. And with how tight some of these drivers still are over the duration of their run, not a good place to put a spinning race car. As Gibson tags the wall, I believe, no, excuse me, Johnson tags the wall, I believe Vinoski did as well. I kind of heard it out my right side headphone here. I'm waiting to see if Jared Reed has anything for the 69 Chevrolet of Leo. That gap has gotten down to less than 1,500 several times. But then Leo able to pull away just ever so slightly. Now, Jared Reed's quickly pulled 2 spots to his advantage. So that could mean, and I may be grasping at straws here, that he's been pushing hard early in the run. And that will not give you a lot of tires left over if we keep going green here. Reed looking like he's going to strike against Leo. But again, the gap just gets pulled ever so slightly by the 69. Just out of reach of Reed's number 5. Will we see Reed try and take a shot at it? As we go on board, the number 5 machine running 4th out on track. That's a great onboard shot, as I believe you heard Reed bouncing the wall there as well. Looks like, though, he's staying right there with Leo, just about 2/10 off the back. And so far, it's been 30 laps of good, clean, green flag racing here at Darlington. We are expecting the fuel window to open up around lap 40 for these drivers. For those that are going to try for that one-stop race. As still the wall tags keep coming. And Reed tantalizingly close behind Leo. I'm almost wondering if the number 5 machine opting to play it safe here and maybe try something on pit road to gain that spot. As the field fairly stretched out here, we're going to put the live timing tower on the left side of your screen, so you can see where your favorite drivers are. And again, it's Dominic DeLeo, Greg Mitchell, Nick Leo, your top 3. Jared Reed and Aaron Sayer rounding out the top 5. A little bit further back, we've got some action between Kevin Haas, David Reed. Haas is up 4 spots from where he started. David Reed in the 52 up 1 spot. And it also looks like Butch Taylor and Nick Vasquez in the mix here as well. So we get a nice wide angle shot there. You can see David Reed trying what he can, and looks like he's going to get around Haas. But that's going to allow Butch Taylor, Nick Vasquez up into the mix. And again, I want to point out, look, just about everybody has some additional race stripes added on to the right side of those cars. After dragging the wall, driver still hitting speeds in excess of 170 miles an hour here, but there we go. That's Haas into the wall once more through 3 and 4. And Butch Taylor, Nick Vasquez going to check up ever so slightly. We've got some more now. David Reed is checked out. He is going and not getting tied up with this one. As Kevin Haas and Nick Vasquez still trying to work their way around. Now Jared Reed in the number 5. He's going to be one of the first drivers down pit road for a green flag stop on lap 36. As we watch Vasquez still trying to make something happen against Kevin Haas. So an interesting strategy from Jared Reed. He must be feeling fairly comfortable on pace, but maybe looking for better track position once he comes out of pit road and the rest of the drivers cycle in and out of pit road. As it looks like Matt Kleeman and Steve Escoffier have retired for the night. Aaron Sayer also coming down pit road, the 42 machine, for what I would imagine is his scheduled stop of the evening. So when will we see Dominic DeLeo come down pit road? So right now is Jared Reed and Aaron Sayer, the only two drivers that have completed a green flag stop, as we are about at the halfway mark of the evening. As I say that, Kevin Haas down pit road. And we've got a bit of racing going on here between Garrett Hall, Carter Lenz. This will be in the battle for 4th. Hall up 5 position. Lenz up 3 spots so far. As I'm very intrigued how these pit strategies are going to pay out for the drivers. Gotta love green flag racing. Drivers showing their ability on the track. And oh, here's going to be the caution. Carter Lenz, Garrett Hall. No caution. Both into the inside wall. See if I can get a shot at that one for you. See exactly what just happened here. I think Hall tags the wall and yep, bounced right into Carter Lenz. That's exactly what I was talking about earlier. And both drivers will come down pit road. Probably also getting some damage repaired rise. I say that. We're focused on your race leader, Dominic DeLeo. Trying to see who that was right in front of him. I think that may have been Sayer. Yes, Sayer had a massive moment. And I think after that one, Dominic DeLeo says now is a good time to come down pit road. Greg Mitchell, Nick Leo, opting to stay out here in the top two. We're going to pull up the live time and try the left side of your screen. See how these pit stops are shaking themselves out. If Robert Mathis stays out on track in the 29, he will move up to third. Right now, it's about 6 drivers have yet to come down pit road. Greg Mitchell, Nick Leo, Robert Mathis, Steven Gibson, and Butch Taylor. Nick Vasquez may have just crashed onto pit road. Oh, that was enough to... Oh, I think he missed the entry cones. That may be a penalty there for Vasquez. Five drivers on the lead lap, and those are the drivers who have yet to come down pit road. As we are well past the halfway mark. Again, I'd like to thank our title sponsors for coming on board for the Rubbins Racin Next Gen Cup Series every Tuesday night. We've got Buck Kicker, feel what you've been missing, as well as our good friends over at Next Level Racing coming on board this season as well. Great to have them as a part of the program. And it looks like our race leader, Greg Mitchell, is going to come down pit road for his one planned stop of the night. No! Greg Mitchell misses the pit entry. He's going to have to go around. Oh, an absolute massive mistake out of Mitchell. Nick Leo comes down pit road in the 69 machine. Oh no, absolute tragedy for Mitchell. The number 2 machine has worked so hard here tonight and ran until what was then a relatively flawless race. It's going to have his work cut out for him. Robert Mathis, Steven Gibson have also stayed out as Dominic DeLeo gets back on the lead lap after his very early lap 42 pit stop. Excuse me, a regular standard lap 42 pit stop. Greg Mitchell comes down pit road, puts in the right spot this time by Robert Mathis continues to stay out, as well as Steven Gibson. Top 2 drivers stretching the fuel run as long as they possibly can. Now I'm curious to see how things are going to work out for Jared Reed and Aaron Sayer. Reed came in on lap 35, Sayer on 36, so a massive undercut. And I'm a little astounded we haven't seen the caution come out yet because things were getting all sorts out of shape. And as I say that, it happens. Tim Johnson involved in an incident. Let's see what happened to the driver of the number 11 Toyota Camry. Let's back that up because I think things were going south earlier. We're watching Johnson, the number 11 machine. Looks like he just got a little bit loose, tipped into Reed. Tried to chase it down the start-finish line, and well done locking up the brakes. And I must say I'm a little surprised. That was enough to bring... Oh, nope, there he goes around. Looks like he missed a shift as the field scatters by. Either missed a shift or had a cut tire, perhaps. But that'll be the first caution of the night. 49 laps into this main event, and it's going to be Robert Mathis, Steven Gibson, kind of winning the lottery here. They have yet to come down pit road, so this is going to serve them very, very well. Looks like Mathis, Gibson, Sayer, and Reed, David Reed, all coming down pit road. This will be interesting. Now Dominic DeLeo will be your race leader as Gibson and Mathis in pit road. Mathis in pit road for a long time at that, 24 seconds so far. Not sure if he's trying to get repairs done or maybe somehow got a penalty. I don't see how he would have. So now that we rack them, it's showing 6 drivers on the lead lap. Robert Mathis left his pit stop after 50 seconds, so I think he was trying to get some repairs done. It's going to be Dominic DeLeo, Jared Reed on the front row, Stephen Gibson, Robert Mathis your second row, Nick Leo, Garrett Hall your third row. Only 6 drivers on the lead lap here. Unless we maybe see Kevin Haas get a wave around, I don't think we will. So it's going to be less than 30 laps left to go for this restart. Pace car is in. Let's try this again with 6 drivers on the lead lap. Cautions breed cautions. Will we get through this as now drivers are going to be on much looser and freer race car. DeLeo with a great launch. Jared Reed in tow, and tragedy has struck towards the back. Robert Mathis, Butch Taylor, Kevin Haas all tied up in that one. And let's see, that's the number 3 machine. Kevin Haas had some weird issue there. Trying to see, I can't imagine you would spin the tires on that start. We're watching the green and black number 3 machine on the right side of your screen. Race leaders get a good launch. Something here happened to Haas. The number 2 machine also getting a little bit sideways back behind. I almost wonder if he spun the tires. That tags the 29 machine. Butch Taylor, Robert Mathis all involved in that one, and the field just kind of stacks up behind them. That's Butch Taylor, poor guy, hanging against the wall. But we were correct. Cautions do, in fact, breed cautions. And that'll be a quick second caution of the night. As Jared Reed, Garrett Hall, Robert Mathis all down pit road. Butch Taylor's already made his way there. We believe Haas may have retired for the evening. He's done and out of tonight's feature event. Looks like a lot of drivers may be waiting as long as they can to get some repairs done, because it's looking like it may be a sprint race finish if we keep having these quick flurries of cautions. We're going to try this again with DeLeo and Gibson on the front row. Got a few drivers taking some extended stays in pit road. Garrett Hall back in for repairs. Bush Taylor, Greg Mitchell, Jake Vanoski, all trying to get some last-second repairs done. I think they're going to get it as we are just now forming up double file. We're going to try this again. Pace car is in. DeLeo and Gibson on the front row. We've got 7 drivers on the lead lap. And I still think it's anybody's guess who could possibly bring it home here tonight. 23 laps left to go. DeLeo with an early launch. Steven Gibson up 10 spots. Has to be happy with how things are working in his favor. But he's got Nick Leo, Jared Reed right behind. As what's this? Steven Gibson pulls out of it, goes down the apron, and comes down pit road as well as Nick Vasquez. I wonder if they've got some sort of penalty here. That's going to give it to DeLeo, Nick Leo, Jared Reed, your top 3. Gut-wrenching for Gibson, who is having a great night, and we've got other problems out on track. Butch Taylor has found himself acquainted with the outside wall, not seeing a caution as of yet, as he has got some forward momentum. But let's see what happened to the 33 Toyota. Oh, net code for days between him and the number 7 of Jake Vanoski. Up front, DeLeo and Leo getting ready to put on a show for first. Still 6 drivers on the lead lap. Will we make it to the end without another caution? Are we going to use some of our green-white checker attempts here tonight? Less than 2/10 separating first and second place. It's Dominic DeLeo in the number 22 Ford Mustang. Nick Leo in the number 69 Jewelback Chevrolet. And about 3/10 back, about a second back from your race leader is Jared Reed, the number 5 machine, who's had his fair share of attrition here tonight. What's going to happen out front as Dominic DeLeo, Nick Leo still within striking distance of each other? And they're still out up front, 2/10 separating the race leaders. You can see Jared Reed just behind the red, white, and blue number 5 running that special paint here for this evening. Here comes Nick Leo. He's closed the gap now to less than 2/10 to Dominic in the 22. 17 laps left to go. Still plenty of time to try and make a move. As I want to say, Nick Leo hasn't been having the best of luck that he's been looking so far this season. He's currently 5th in points, just behind Greg Mitchell. But after winning last season, he's trying to get back up there. Now, last week at Homestead, Nick Leo had a very tough race, finishing 15th after a night of misfortune. So if he can get back up there, try and make something happen again, even a second place finish would really help him out in the points chase, closing that gap to Jared Reed, your current points leader. Reed's got 2 wins so far this season. Nick Leo still looking to try and get his second win, as Dominic DeLeo, your race leader, has yet to win a race so far this season. Looks like either Nick Leo has fallen off the pace, or I think what it is Jared Reed starting to wick it up. He was about 3/10 faster than your top 2 drivers that last time by. And Reed does have a little bit newer tires. He came in a lap 54 for tires and repairs. While Dominic DeLeo, last time he was in pit road, was lap 42. Nick Leo, lap 45. The Reed, with 9 to 12 lap newer tires, may have something left over here, but he tags the wall once more. And I think with that red, white, and blue number 5 machine in the rearview mirror of Nick Leo, suddenly things are going to get a little bit more frantic up here inside the top 3, as once again, Reed ended the wall as it looked like Dominic had to check up. Nick Leo makes a run for second, not able to make anything happen with it. As DeLeo gets another breather out front, Jared Reed working on Nick Leo. 12 laps left to go here at Darlington. And no, Reed has a big moment. Tags the outside wall, able to keep it off the inside, thankfully. But all that hard work, he's going to lose the tail end of DeLeo and Leo here, who are still linked up nose to tail. Reed going to have to try and work back against that 1.7 second disadvantage he has. I think his best hope here is somehow Nick Leo maybe catches up to Dominic DeLeo, starts the battle for the lead, slows the pace down a little bit, And that may allow the number 5 machine a chance to work himself higher up inside the top 3. But right now, Reed, our most winningest driver of the season, is still in a good points position. Aaron Sayer, Robert Mathis, Greg Mitchell, all running second, third, fourth in the points, are behind Jared Reed as it stands. 9 laps left to go. Reed's closed the gap to Leo to less than a second. Dominic DeLeo has pulled about 6/10 over the second place driver. Now is the point of the race. You're about to see some frantic attempts from these drivers. If they have any tire left underneath them, planning on using it all up in these closing laps. Leo finding some pace here. Ran about 3/10 faster than the race leader, trying to close the gap. It's now down to a half second between Dominic DeLeo out front, Nick Leo second. Dominic still going to be fighting tooth and nail for that first win of the season. And he may be fortunate if somehow Jared Reed's able to close the gap up to second and they spend a couple laps racing. That may allow Dominic a chance of a breakaway. Dominic DeLeo has a 1 second gap over Nick Leo, a 1.6 second gap over third place Jared Reed. And we've only got 6 drivers on the lead lap here. Will we see anything get shaken up inside the top 3? And is Dominic DeLeo going to get that first win out of the 22 Ford Mustang? Right now it's Ford running first, third, and fifth. Chevy running second and fourth. As our lone Toyota looks like it's going to be Tim Johnson, who was the last Toyota on track. I believe he just had a problem. No, he still shows an 11th place, so still have one Toyota out there running strong. A big puff of smoke there, though, on the straight. Didn't see any crash reports come up on the software here in the broadcast booth. Five laps left to go. Jared Reed starting to catch up to Leo. Jared Reed, a smart veteran here at the Rubbins Racin Next Gen Series, knows that he's the points leader, just has to be consistent. Doesn't necessarily need a win here tonight. And oh no, Tragedy's going to strike with 3 laps left to go. That was Dominic DeLeo with a big crash. Your race leader. What happened? He got tagged by Nick Leo. Let's watch that one. What on earth just happened there? Let's back this camera. Is there more to the story perhaps? Yes, there is. Watching Dominic DeLeo, the 22 machine. He's got traffic in front of him, nowhere to go. Tags the outside wall, has the check up. And then just gets absolutely pulverized. Looks like Jared Reed, Nick Leo got through that one okay, but we're going to put in a green-white checkers, and unfortunately, Dominic DeLeo is seeing the chances of a first-time season win very rapidly slide through his fingers. So we are going to go into green-white checker conditions here tonight. And we will have 2 attempts of it. Jared Reed may be in contention here to be the first 3-time winner of the season, as he's on 9-lap newer tires than Nick Leo. And Leo may have a little bit of front-end damage there after the impact to Dominic. Dominic, to his credit, went down pit road, grabbed 4 fresh tires, and got right back out there. So, for those that are maybe new watching our Tuesday night series, if your race leader can take the white flag, we will run this thing out till the end. But if we have another caution come out before the leader crosses the line and takes the white flag, we will run it into our second and final green-white checker attempt of the evening. 7 drivers on the lead lap. And this is our 3rd caution of the evening. As we get him gridded up, double files, Nick Leo, Jared Reed on the front row, Dominic DeLeo, Greg Mitchell, your second row, Robert Mathis, Garrett Hall, your third row. How's this going to work out? Keep an eye out on Dominic DeLeo. Now he's coming out on fresh tires, much fresher tires than those in front of him. And it's about to be a mad dash shootout here to the end. It's Leo, Reed, and DeLeo, your top 3. Greg Mitchell tucking in behind in 4th, as well as Robert Mathis. What's going to happen here? I think things are maybe going to get heated into 3. Or is Reed going to wait for the final lap to try and take a lunge on that 69? If he waits too long, Dominic DeLeo is charging back up towards the front as well. And Greg Mitchell suddenly finds himself in podium contention. He may be making a move. DeLeo throws a little bit of a shimmy block on Mitchell. They come out of turn 2 for the final time. The white flag is out. Looked like Leo and Reed both tagged the outside wall. They're going to go side by side. Leo on the inside. We're going to go 3 wide. Dominic DeLeo has a big bobble. Looks like they all touch there. Jared Reed slices around, and oh, what is this? What just happened? It's going to be Nick Leo, Greg Mitchell, somehow, and Dominic DeLeo as the entire field's wadded it up. Well, we're going to take a look at this one. That's the 3-car impact we saw coming through 3 and 4. Everything looked relatively okay up to this point. Jared Reed looks like he got loose trying to cut back down under Dominic DeLeo. And then DeLeo was all sorts of unsettled here. Who crosses the line as they are absolutely getting launched? That was Greg Mitchell at the line. And I think it's correct. I think it's Dominic DeLeo at the line. Yeah, so DeLeo gets the third place spot somehow, some way. And Nick Leo gonna burn it down here tonight. So we're going to get our top 3 drivers up here into the waiting room as Nick Leo celebrates in style on the 69 machine. A very fantastic win. Picking up his 2nd win of the season. We're going to start with Dominic DeLeo. Join us in the 3rd place spot. Dominic, what a night. Looked like you had the first win possibly in the bag. Had to go back after that incident, getting caught up with traffic. Another shot at the win, and then somehow still pulled off a podium backwards here tonight at Darlington.
Yeah, I mean, kind of disappointed. I think I probably led over 90 to 95% of the laps tonight. So disappointed. I'm not, sitting in victory lane, but knew that we had fresh tires on the restart, and I think Nick got a little loose there out of 2 on the last lap, and kind of gave me a path to kind of duck it down 3 wide there. So I was stuck in. Sent it down to 3rd gear, try to get it to stick, and then the combo of fresh tires and just trying to get it to stick just spun me around, just kind of snap hooked on me. But after I just pressed the pedal all the way down, just to kind of hopefully I glided over, and thankfully unfortunate for the 5 and Jared, but he spun out too and was able to get 3rd. So don't hate the finish, but definitely wish I was we had a race winning car tonight, definitely.
Now, after that one, do you kind of wish maybe you didn't take 4 tires? Do you think that was what caused everybody just getting so wildly loose, or do you still think fresh tires was the answer?
Yeah, fresh tires was definitely the only way I was beating them. The lap times kind of even out there, and I just, with green, white checkered, with, kind of half the white flag, just kind of being, getting up to speed. You need just some X factor, and both Nick and Jared were fast. The 2 was fast too. I really thought we were going to battle it out there at the end. I don't know what happened with him with pit stops, but yeah, I think that was really my only shot, and that's what we did. We gave it a shot.
Well, good run out there, Dominic. Still a good points night for you, and glad to have you back up here. Who do you want to give a shout out to that helps make that 3rd place finish possible?
I want to thank my wife, first and foremost. I want to thank Magyar Bank, the sponsor, Physicus Motorsports, Butt Kicker for the league sponsors, Next Level Racing, all the guys at Rubbins Racing, you guys at Team Goon Squad. James, I'm excited to go back and watch this exhilarating finish. But, it's, like I said, a disappointing night, but hopefully we'll get one soon this season.
Awesome. Good talking to you as always, Dominic, and hope to have you back up here soon.
Thanks, James. Have a good night.
Well, sir. That was Dominic DeLeo bringing home a 3rd. Up next, Greg Mitchell joining us here tonight. Greg, welcome to 2nd place as the seas seem to part for you.
That was wild, man. That was a crazy finish, but I'll take it. However you can get it. That was a fun finish.
Yeah, what did it look like from your on board? What were you expecting to happen? I mean, from what it looked like to me, you saw that podium position possibly in play, and next thing you know, there's just cars everywhere.
Yeah, I took myself out of it on the backstretch. I was trying to get a run out of 2, and then when we were going into 3, saw those guys going 3 wide, and knew I might have a shot at a win actually if they all took each other out. But two of them split the path for me, and I just kept her floored. It didn't matter where I ended up. So
Well, man, great finish, and it seemed like things worked out well for you. I mean, started off strong here tonight, qualified second, found yourself kind of working back for a little bit, and we just saw the onboard from the bobble out of 2. But are you pretty happy with how things went overall? Any strategy changes you would have made, kind of knowing how tonight would end up?
I'm not sure if I would have changed much. I was just kind of riding in second for a long time, and then tires kind of fell off a little bit more than the leaders. So I missed pit road again for the second time in a row, second week in a row. So that hurt me the most. I was on comeback trail after that.
Oh, Greg, I hate to report, but we did catch that live on the broadcast as well. So it's eternally recorded, my friend. But Greg, a great night overall. Still able to bring home a second with a little bit of luck at the end. Who do you want to give a shout out to? Friends, family, sponsors that helped you get up here.
Well, thanks for catching that live. I appreciate that.
glad to, Greg.
No, seriously, thank you to you guys for doing an awesome broadcast, and Next Level and Butt Kicker for sponsoring the series. These guys do an awesome job. So, yeah, thank you to everybody, and thank you to our military. This is Memorial Day weekend, so thank you to all who have served.
Awesome, Greg. Well said, and congratulations, and hope to have you back up here soon, my friend.
Thanks, James.
That was Greg Mitchell bringing it home in third. And up next, we've got Nick Leo, the 69 machine, back on top. Welcome, my friend. Good to have you after an absolutely wild finish here.
Yeah, it's good to be up here again. I was not expecting to win tonight, I'll tell you that. I thought for sure Dom had it.
Yeah, second win of the season. Looked like a game of yo-yo back and forth across the track. Everybody kind of closing the gap, pulling away back and forth, and things just got out of hand there in the last corner, I should say.
Yeah, I need to watch that again. That was wild. I pounded the wall off of 2, and I think I pretty much just let Jared go. And then I was like, man, I should have stayed up high. And then we went into the corner, and I think I saw Dom pulled up on the left of me. I was like, oh boy, here we go. And I don't know how I didn't get taken out, but that was probably very impressive to watch. I got to check that out.
It was a finish for certain. One of my favorite ones I've called because I was sitting up here confused on what on earth just happened. But so, Nick, a good night overall. Started third, finishing the top spot. Pretty happy with the strategy as far as the lap 45 pit stop, going for a bit of an overcut. You wish you came in earlier, or how was the car feeling at that point?
Well, I kind of wish I stayed out a little bit later because then the caution came out, and I ended up being the lucky dog, so I had to start at the tail end, even behind the waiver round cars. But I think they wrecked immediately on the restart, so that was kind of worked out in my favor for once. But and then yeah, that final caution, I was thinking about coming to get tires, but the car was on edge on new tires, so figured I was a little bit safer on old tires. Probably wouldn't spin out.
Well, it seemed like the safe call was the right call, able to bring that number 69 Chevrolet up into the top spot. Second time of the season. So, hey, great finish all the way through, and what was definitely a race of attrition for a lot of people paid off well for you. And good to have you back up here, Nick. You have the privilege, the pleasure, the distinction, the final send-offs of the night. Who do you want to give a shout to? Friends, family, sponsors. Floor is all yours, my friend.
Yeah, well, first, sponsor to Jewel. I definitely needed some after that finish to calm my nerves because that was wild. And shout out to Butt Kicker for sponsoring this. And Next Level Gaming, I think, was the other one. I hope I got that right. And just Jared and everybody at the Rubbins Racing crew for putting this on. And you guys, of course, for broadcasting. I can't wait to go back and watch that finish.
Well, always a pleasure, my friend. Congratulations. Good job, and hope to see you back up here next week.
Yep, sounds good. Have a good one.
You as well, sir. And that is a wild way to cap off tonight's main event here at Darlington with Nick Leo bringing home his second win of the season. Greg Mitchell working his way up on the podium in second, and Dominic DeLeo getting the Hard Luck Award, still chasing that elusive victory here at the Rubbins Racin Next Gen Series. As always, on behalf of Butt Kicker, Next Level Racing, as well as Team Goon Squad Broadcasting, thank you all so much for tuning in on Tuesday afternoon. And we look forward to having you back same time, same place next week. Have a great night, everybody.